Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Wisdom of Intuition. Let's start with Happy New Year, Happy 2022. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the energies that are in front of us this year, maybe some challenges and obstacles that you're going to face in 2022 and how to cope with that in the most productive way. We're going to take a look at the whole overview of the year and maybe get some guidance for those particular issues that might come up throughout the reading. So today we are using the Wild Unknown Oracle, so Animal Spirit Oracle, and these cards are absolutely fabulous, and the amount of messages and energies that are getting through is completely unbelievable. It's amazing. So today we have 3 piles that you can choose from, and pile 1 is this rabbit card. Pile 2 is this lamb card. And pile 3, the golden egg. Take a few moments if you need to pick your pile, and then I'll see you there. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the rabbit card, this is your overview for the 2022. So this is the card that will be your general energy for the whole year. And I have to say, pile 1, that I'm a bit concerned because I see you have a lot of fear. You are a bit overwhelmed, whether it's the current situation in the world or you have something going on in your private life or your business life, whatever it is, I feel you are kind of frozen and you are afraid of everything. You're afraid of outcome. You're afraid of your next step. You're afraid of your own shadow. And in 2022, it's going to become apparently very obvious to you that your fears can manifest quite easily, but not because things were meant to manifest in that way. It's because you have such power that your words and your actions bring to you those types of experiences that you were talking about and working towards. So I think for you, pile 1, it will be perfect in this year, in 2022, that you remind yourself that your thoughts and your words are, they're like a tool. They're like a manifesting tool, a tool that shapes your reality. And if you're not familiar with the law of attraction, maybe you should read up on it, because it's going to become harder and harder in the upcoming years to stay oblivious to the fact that as humans, we are more than just physical bodies. There is more to us than just this physical shell that we live in. So in case you still haven't read anything about the law of attraction, I would definitely advise you to look it up. But as well, I would advise you to go to somebody who will talk about not just manifesting things, rather than talking about why the manifestation is important in the terms of collective humanity. I would definitely recommend Neale Donald Walsch, because he explains it perfectly. He tells you about how the law of attraction is actually connected to God, and how you are just an extension of that, and why the law of attraction works in the way that it works. I'm definitely gonna make a video about it at some point, because in my creation channel I do it quite often, and I explain things to my subscribers, but it will happen in time for you guys as well. So back to the rabbit. You will be very irritated by the events that are going to be occurring in the world or in your narrow surroundings, and it will be very hard for you to concentrate and just stop for a second and see what the problem is and find a solution, because the rabbit has a tendency to be too fast, to talk too fast, to run too fast, to not stop and to look at what he's dealing with. But if he stops, he can definitely find a solution to his problem. And you are like the rabbit, you just run, 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 run. You're nervous. And instead of just stopping, taking a few breaths, and then see what you're up against to be able to solve the problem, you just keep running. You keep running, and you don't even know what you're running away from anymore. So, in this year, PAL 1, maybe try to slow down a bit. Maybe try to not get so caught up into your fears, because there will always be stuff and things and certain events that are going to be happening that are not very favorable for the humanity. But in this case, you should focus on yourself, on your life, on how you can devote yourself and do the necessary actions to make your life better. And that's the only thing that you have to do. You don't have to save the whole world. You only have to deal with your own problems. Because if you start looking at everybody else's problems, it's going to be too much. It's going to overwhelm you. So definitely, PAL 1, slow down this year, because you're going to get burned. You're going to burn out. So definitely take that in mind. Let's clarify a bit more to see what 2022 has in store for you, PAL 1. What do we need to know here? We have Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. This card also came out in today's reading for my creation channel, and they had a bit of a similar message as well. So before I take another one, I'm going to talk about this card. So move beyond current challenges. So whatever you're going to be facing this year, whatever happens, whatever your fears are, use the law of attraction, or you can just use any spiritual knowledge, which law of attraction actually is, to move beyond your current challenges, to move beyond your fears by focusing on what you desire. So as the most of us who are in this field always say, what you focus on grows. So where you put your energy, that grows. So instead of being so afraid of something, maybe try to look at things differently, or look the other way. So maybe turn the other cheek. So shift your focus from your fears to your opportunities, because in every situation, you can look at things with lack, or you can look at things in abundance. And when you're in the fear mode, you only see lack, you only see problems. And from that level, you cannot find a solution. If you want to solve a problem, you have to go on a higher plane, on a higher level than you're at, where the problem is, okay? So if you want to overcome this, you have to focus on what you desire. So if the current situation in the world is a problem for you, if it stirs up a lot of fear for you, maybe you should start looking at how to remain or become healthy, not to look at how to prevent disease, because just in the vibration of those sentences, so how to become and how to remain healthy has a different vibration than how to prevent disease. Because in the first sentence, your focus is on health, and in the second sentence, your focus is disease. Even though you're saying prevent disease, your focus is disease. The universe only hears disease, and that is the main difference why a lot of people don't really understand law of attraction, and why it doesn't work for them the way that they wanted it to work. It always works, it's a law, just many people don't know how to use it exactly. So focus on what you desire rather than that you are suppressing um, or just wanting to eliminate from your life. So if you want things to change, you should focus on the things you want in your life rather than those things that you want to let go of. Let's take another. What do we need to know here? What else for you, pile one? So we have Mary Magdalene. The teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. This is a beautiful card, I have to say, because I think that through all these problems that you're gonna face this year, you're really gonna find a way to overcome it, and you will become a person who is able to teach others, whether that will be just your friends or you will be somebody like me who holds retreats, who does a lot of interviews, or just somebody who has their own platform so that people can find and hear new information. Whatever the scale of your teaching will be, you will definitely have a potential. So this is a potential energy. If you're going to rise up to it, you're going to have a potential to really step into the teacher mode, into the shoes of somebody who has learned their lessons and now is able to teach others so that they will have an easier path in front of them. And if most of you for pile one can really overcome the rabbit energy in its negative form, then you will definitely come to this energy in the future. Bear in mind that both of these energies require a lot of self-reflection, a lot of truthfulness to yourself, to be able to admit, I'm not at a good place. I'm not okay with what is happening. I have fears. But when you do that, you have a decision whether you will stay with the fears and keep fearing them, or you will actually act in a way that you will become free of them. Okay, we're gonna draw, or we're gonna pull a card for each month of 2022. I don't know if they're gonna fit in the frame, but I'm gonna try. So let's see the whole overview of the 2022nd year that's right in front of us now. Let's see what happens in January for you, pile one. We have 8 of Wands. What else? February. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Let me see if it's in frame. It is. March. We have Knight of Swords. April. 5 of Wands. May. The Sun. June. 2 of Wands. July. The Hierophant. August. We have 5 of Pentacles. September, that's my month, my birthday month. So September, 7 of Cups. October, we have a jumper. So it is 9 of Wands. Let's see November. We have the Moon and one more for December. It's really tight in here. I hope I can fit it. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, just let me take a look. Okay, it's not perfect, but it will have to work. So let's start with January and this Eight of Wands. I see a lot of you in Pile 1 that are gonna be really, really in all the action, all the events, everything that is going on. You will be a part of of the juice. You will be everywhere. You will try to mingle with people. You will try to find like-minded people as well, and you will definitely be very passionate about your beliefs. I see potential arguments with other people because you are so passionate in what you believe that it will probably make some relationships go through a bit of a hardship. So maybe try in this month of January, maybe you could try a softer approach with a bit less of aggression, because I feel that you are so caught up in your beliefs that you might end up a bit of like you will end up being somebody who is a bit hot-headed and assertive, and I bet that most of you are definitely not that way. So maybe try to just take it down a notch, okay? But for the rest of you who may not have that firm beliefs that you are trying to get across to other people, I see you moving forward or traveling somewhere else. So whether you are relocating or you are moving along with your relationships or your job, you're definitely getting a big head start in this 2022, because you don't want to be in the same place that you were at in the previous year. And I feel the previous year for you was very stagnant, and in this January you have decided to really push things along. So then we go to February. I feel that something will change. And again, I'm getting relocation because I see the house here, and you might be changing cities or maybe finding another house or a flat. And you might even reconsider whether you want to live in your current state or maybe you would like to move somewhere else. Maybe the current situation in the world will definitely encourage you to change your surroundings and move somewhere else. But whatever it is with the Wheel of Fortune, it will definitely like set the course for the whole year of 2022. So we have March with the Knight of Swords. I see you getting on with your goals. I see you really fighting for what you believe. I see somebody who is very decisive to get their point across to other people. And you're willing to take blows and hits under the belt just to be able to tell your truth. And with this card, I see you being quite courageous, which is very interesting because of the rabbit energy. In terms of it's like a bit of a blind spot of yours, because you are so courageous that you don't even think through whether the thing you are so passionate about is actually correct in every area that you're representing it. So maybe there is something off with the belief or whatever this is that you are so passionate about, but you're not even able to see it because you're so fiercely encouraging it. And this is why I say you're a bit like fast. You don't take time to stop and take a look at what's actually going on. And that will result with this Five of Wands, which will happen in April. And that is definitely competition. That is confrontation. It's fights, arguments. So you're definitely gonna come across people who will not really approve of what you're doing, what you are saying, and they will probably even call you that you are, I don't know even how to say it, that you are very stubborn in your views, and you're not somebody who is flexible, who is able to have a decent conversation. So I feel you have a bit of a challenge here with other people and your belief system, with your point of view. Up till now, up till April, you will be able to get it across to other people quite successfully. But here in April, something changes. You are going to meet your match, and they're going to be on the opposite side, and they're going to really give you a rough time. That's what I'm saying. For those of you who are oriented purely on business, this is your competition who is trying to ruin your reputation. So bear in mind that in April there might be some challenges with your status or reputation with your clients, and maybe try to see ahead if there are some signs that this will happen so you can prevent it. And we have May here with the Sun. I feel that some of you who want kids, you will definitely maybe conceive or become a parent in May, because I see this beautiful energy and I'm really drawn to the belly of this woman. So for some of you, children might be involved here in May. If you're trying to adopt a child, I think May would be a very prominent month to try to put the adoption papers in. And for the rest of you who might be interested in work, I think that a lot of your results are gonna come to fruition in May, and you're gonna see the fruits of your labor, and it's gonna be a very prominent time for you, Pile 1. Then we have the Two of Wands in June. I see there's a crossroads that you're gonna face. So there will be two choices that you'll have to choose from, whether it's career-wise or partner-wise, or just maybe whether you want to stay friends with somebody or not. Whatever it is, take your time. I see that you shouldn't rush. And again, I'm telling you about the rabbit because you have a tendency to overrush things, and then you're gonna miss the important things. And it would be advisable for you to take a step back and allow yourself to think about this, because I'm seeing this June as a month of deep reflection, as a month of rediscovering your needs and really getting to the nitty-gritty of who you are, so that you will be able to make a conscious choice that is authentic for you. So in June, you're gonna see a lot of signs about whether you should go one way or the other. And take your time, do not rush anywhere, okay? Because in July, we have the Hierophant. The choice you make in June will set the course for the next 10 years. That's what I'm feeling here. It doesn't matter because it says 5. I'm feeling the next 10 years will be greatly affected on the choice that you made here in June. And July would be the start of your new life. So you will like plant little seeds that will grow over time and will give you results of what you have planted. So take July as a month of relaxation and really understanding where you want to be in the next 10 years, so that you are sure of the choice you've made here in June. Then we have August. So we have August with the 5 of Pentacles. I'm seeing that you are leaving something behind. And it definitely has to do with the choice you've made in June. There are things that will no longer resonate with you because of the choice you've made. There will be people who will probably just disappear from your life. Maybe they will disappoint you in a way, so they will be cut out of your life. Maybe you will decide to just distance yourself from other people, or maybe you will just change your occupation entirely. So definitely changes are ahead for you pile one. And it is not something that you should fear. It's not something that you should be scared about. You should accept it as a part of life, because in order to bring something new in your life, you have to let go of something first, because there is no room for the new to come in. And it ties in perfectly with September, with the Seven of Cups. After you lose or let go things from your life, there will be a void that you will have to fill. And I'm getting that you will be quite confused, because you won't be sure about what you want to fill your life with. And this is just a consequence of this energy of you not really stopping completely and turning to yourself to see what's really my need, what's my fundamental need in life. Again, with the rabbit, you are escaping yourself, you're running away from something and you're not even aware of what. And you need to take your time to really understand who you are and where you want to go. So that's why the Seven of Cups is here. You have multiple choices, whether it's partners, jobs, places to live, friends, whatever, multiple choices, and all of them will seem equally interesting to you, but you will feel confused. You know you have to choose one, but it's hard to make that choice. Then we have October with the Nine of Wands. I feel that in October, you're going to really feel burnout. You're going to feel the consequence of your choice. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just when you make a choice, when you finally decide that you're going to go with one thing, you will definitely start releasing, again, like with the Five of Pentacles, releasing all the unnecessary things from your life. And I think this release will be a bit harder on you physically. This release will be harder emotionally. This one will definitely have more to do with your expectations of how your life should look like. And you might get disappointed and really tired of trying to get your life into a better place and still not having it. But bear in mind that this is just temporary. And the longer you stay in this energy, you're procrastinating that bright and beautiful future that you decided you want for yourself with the Seven of Cups after you made the decision. And then we have the November, which is the Moon card and follows the Nine of Wands. I see the uncertainty going into November as well. So November will be a difficult month for you, Pile 1, because you will have a lot of doubts. You will have very low self-esteem, and it will be very advisable for you to surround yourself with people who lift you up, who encourage you, and who won't let you succumb to your fears and uncertainties. Somebody that will really calm you down and allow you to see the bigger picture. That sometimes this phase is necessary for us to be able to move forward from one cycle of life to the other. So bear in mind, September is the choice month. October, November will be hard months for you, very tough. But once you get through, you'll get to December, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And I particularly love this card. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the slowest card in the deck, okay? But I don't see it as bad, because the Knight of Pentacles, when he decides to do something, he might be slow, but he's steady, he is dependable, he is reliable. And once he gets on that horse or the broom in this deck, he doesn't stop. It doesn't matter what challenges he might face, what obstacles might be on his path. He overcomes everything with persistence, with diligence, and with motivation to reach its goal. So to me, to end the year with the Knight of Pentacles is very promising because it tells me that you will finally get to a point where you're going to understand that rushing will not get you far. The further you go, you will realize that slow, steady, and methodical approach works best for the results you want to achieve. So to end the year, I think it's a very good energy. And bear in mind that these energies are potentials. So now that you've heard about it, you can take the most advantage of it. So if you want to change something, you can do so by your willpower. Bear that in mind. Okay, we're gonna put those away. And we're gonna take a look at one more deck to see what you should be careful about in the 2022. What should be very thoughtfully looked at, or maybe just what to be aware of in the 2022. We're going to take 3 cards for this. So let's see. We have mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. What else? Okay, we have a jumper. Mirror, mirroring each other, self-image, relationship reflects our wound, and introspection. And one more, what to be aware of. Addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. Okay, gonna start with the mask. So when I was talking about the first 4 months of the 2022, and this represents a quarter of a year, so the first 4 months, the second, and the third. So when I was talking about your passionate beliefs, you will probably be surrounded with people who might not even share the beliefs that you have, but just because they don't want to get into an argument with you, they're going to agree with you, and they're going to give you wings. They're going to give you a feeling of, yes, I'm right, I'm totally right, I can tell this to anybody, and it will give you a false sense of security and righteousness that might not go too well in April. So we saw some arguments and conflicts in April that are in store for you because of this. So be very mindful of who is genuine in your surroundings and who might be not. Because if you're gonna rely on people who are gonna avoid showing their true selves to you just because they don't wanna make anybody uncomfortable, you can't really depend on that people when it gets hard, when it gets rough. So really, in this year, in the first 4 months, try not to wear a mask yourself, and try to see which people are genuine and which will betray you in a blink of an eye. It will be very important for you in the upcoming year. We have the mirror, mirroring each other. So we have this introspection, and that was actually the theme of the next few months of the year. So 5th, 6th, and 7th month. So introspection, it's very, very important for you to really get down into the core of your soul to see what it is that you want, what it is that you crave, what it is that makes you tick, and then make a change or make a decision based off of that. Because if you don't do that, you're only going to get a result that is equal to the distorted need that you have. So I don't know if you understand this correctly. So if you are denying that you have a certain need, and you don't allow yourself to ask for it or find ways to meet your need, you're gonna attract certain events that are really gonna reflect everything that you want to avoid. So if your need is not being met and you are trying to avoid it, you will find people and you will meet people who will definitely disregard you in that sense, not meeting your need, the one that you are so fiercely trying to neglect. So take a good look at yourself when you are trying to decide what to do next. And like I told you, the next 10 years are going to be shaped by the choices you make in 2022. And we have the addiction. So codependent, obsession, possession controlling has a block and restraint. What I see from this is your only block is the rabbit energy. So the rushing, the always running, being overwhelmed by everything and not stopping to see what's actually going on. So when you break the habit of um, avoiding confrontation, which is actually what you're doing with the rabbit energy, when you're trying to escape something, it hunts you down because when you stop running, the chaser stops as well. So if you are running, that implies that somebody is chasing you. So stop running, pile one, and face whatever fear you have here. So pile one, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped and that it kind of gave you a quick overview of the 2022. I wish you all the best and I hope that this year will really be the best year yet because we always have the power to make it. So, see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the Lamb card, this is your reading for 2022. This card will represent the general energy of the year, so let's dive right into it. So with the energy of Lamb, pile 2, I see that in 2002 you will be called to acquire some higher knowledge, some inner peace that you have been wanting for so long. But the trick is that you have been called to do this and to acquire that for quite a while, but you weren't open to receiving it. You were hearing the message, but you were not quite listening well. I think you might have a person in your surrounding who is a very good teacher when it comes to certain knowledges that you crave having. And perhaps if you don't have that type of a person in 2022, that person will definitely appear. It will be like an answer to all your prayers, but you still have to take it. You still have to receive it. Just because it's present in your life, it doesn't mean that you're open to receiving it and actually using it in your life. So what I'm getting is maybe some of you should take a meditation course or some time for yourself just to be able to quiet the mind, to really sort out the necessary things in your life from the unnecessary, to be able to hear the message that wants to come through to you. And the message might be something that you have already heard 1,000 times, but 101st time or 1,001st time, you're going to hear it differently. The same words, but with a totally different meaning. It's going to hit you on a whole deeper level. But in order to hear the message, you have to quiet your mind. You have to become still and be receptive to what wants to come through to you. The message will not go away, so you don't have to worry about that. The message will be here constantly until you are ready to hear it. So if you don't live up to this potential in 2022, don't be concerned, because You will have another chance, another try, another go, okay? But with the lamb energy here, it will be advisable for you to open yourself up to new knowledge, new experiences, new people. But in that sense, you have to be quite sure that the thing you are doing is necessary for you for your growth and not just doing it because you don't know what else to do. That is, I think, the most important message for you. So quiet the mind, see what is necessary, and remove all that isn't. And then a clear path will appear to the thing that you're searching, whether it's knowledge, whether it's people, whether it's business, or whatever. You will find your way and you will get the knowledge that you're seeking, but you first have to make room for it. Let's clarify that for a bit to see what else we need to know about the 2022 for my pile too. We have Bridget, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. So, inner strength, again, moving inwards, quieting the mind. It all comes down to this. When you have a lot of noise happening in your head, when there's a lot of thoughts that are just, whether they're gibberish or they actually make some sense, they still draw your focus away from the message that needs to come through. I feel that the most of you in pile 2 have to make a pretty big decision about how to move forward in their lives. So whether you will continue on your path as before, or you're going to make drastic changes. And with the energy of the lamb, which is very gentle, which is very innocent, I feel that you have to approach this problem or this challenge in a very, very gentle way, as if you would be talking to a child, a little baby. So very gentle baby steps ahead. Because if you try to do it by force, it will probably backfire. And with this inner strength, you will be able to recognize if you live up to the potential of this card, because this energy is the potential you can achieve in this year. So if you decide to go inwards and realize what real strength is, and I don't mean in terms of like being able to overpower somebody, that's not real strength. So the strength we're talking about is knowing your power, knowing your possibilities, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and just doing something with the resources you have in a constructive way. So the inner strength that is in you, if you connect to it, will give you the burning sensation of your inspiration to make the changes that you are called here to make. So the fire of transformation that I see here will be necessary for you to make the change. And without inner strength, without realizing that change is often uncomfortable, it will be a very hard period for you in 2022. So maybe the message that wants to come through in this year is try to be gentle to yourself as a little lamb, as somebody who is just innocent, newly born, doesn't know much about how the world works, but it's very delicate. And with the changes that are going to happen for you, treat yourself as such, but don't stop just because you feel you're not strong enough. Real strength for me that comes from inside is the endurance. So if you endure all the hardships that come to you through life, you realize that the strength was always inside of you. It was never outside of you. It was not fighting someone. It was remaining quiet and still and peaceful in times of great distress. So that's the real meaning of this inner strength, to move and change things when things seem unchangeable. Let's see what else. We're going to take one more. What else? We have the Dual Cool, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. With Dharma here, I think that a lot of you who chose this pile are in between your current work or lifestyle that has nothing to do with the work or lifestyle that you wish you had. So if some of you live in the city, I bet that you would want to live in the country and maybe grow your own vegetables, completely change your lifestyle, because that type of a lifestyle suits best with your core beliefs. If you are somebody who eats meat and wants to change their diet, you would like to go vegetarian or vegan, but there's something stopping you. So I feel that for you, Pal, too, this year it's going to be a big one, especially with the Lamb energy. Like I told you in the beginning, you will get somebody, or you already have somebody who has a message, a lesson that you need to learn and hear, but you haven't been open to receiving yet, so that you can live your Dharma to the fullest. So Dharma is our path of life. So our meaning of our life, the thing that our soul came to do in this life on this earth. So if you are ready to go down that path, to go down the path of your Dharma, you will definitely be supported. It might not look like it in the beginning, but with devotion and with faith, you will slowly unfold the path in front of you and just keep walking down the path. But that requires the strength I was talking about a bit earlier. And it requires devotion and really, really quieting the mind to be able to discern whether something is necessary in your life or it's time to let it go. Let's have a look at the overview of the whole year. We're going to take one card for each month. So let's start with January for you, Paul, too. What do we need to know? We have the Magician. Beautiful. So there's not a lot of room here for the cards, so I'm really going to try to fit them all in. We have Page of Cups for February. What else? March. We have Nine of Cups. April. Strength. May. Five of Wands. June. Okay. We have King of Cups, who wants to fly in the opposite direction. We have July. The Empress, loving it. August. We have the Queen of Swords, loving it even more. September. We have the King of Swords, even better. October. The Queen of Pentacles, November. The King of Pentacles, this is quite interesting, guys, and December. We have the Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm going to try to fit it all in. This is so interesting. So the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. My gosh. Okay. So let's go with January because it's the first month. So we have the Magician. So in January, right off the bat, so at the start of the year, you will get everything you need to move forward. So with the Lamb card, I see you already have somebody, or you're gonna meet somebody in January who will give you all the necessary tools, the necessary um, knowledge, the necessary skills to make something different in your life. And I feel that that person will be somebody who is quite skillful in their craft. And you will definitely look up to them and you would want to learn a thing or a few things from them. So if that person comes to your life, don't waste your time. Just go and see what that person has to tell you and let them show you, because this will be a most precious time for you to move forward along your path, along your dharma. In February, with this Page of Cups, I see that you're going to try to do something similar the way this person did. You are going to try make some changes to your life, some like small steps forward, just to see how things are gonna go, how they're gonna work out. So I think it's a good thing that you are not doing things drastically at this particular time, because you are quite new to this in some sort of a way. You might have prior experience, but because you are still very young and not really sure how far you can take this, you are taking your time and taking your baby steps ahead. So I think in February it will be perfect for you, Paul, to just explore and experiment a bit with all the resources and skills you have acquired from this person in January. Then we have the Nine of Cups. Again, I have to say meditation, because for you, Paul, too, this really sticks out to me, because I think meditation, apart from being the perfect tool to reach the state of our being, meditation helps you really clear your mind, to really cast away all the worries or all the thoughts that are burdening you in some sort, and allows you to see clearly what next steps should be. So if you still haven't tried meditation, I would definitely advise you to. On my creation channel, I have a lot of meditations recorded, but they're on creation. I might do that something in the future for this channel as well, but until then, maybe you should try finding some guided meditations. If you don't know how to meditate yourself, just allow yourself to experience the lightness of your being when you're in the state of meditation, because it will definitely clear all the confusion you might have about your path forward. Then we have the Strength in April. I feel that April will be the first month that you really come to a certain obstacle in your life. And don't mind me talking so general, because whether this is work-wise, relationship-wise, or health-wise, it doesn't really matter. You're going to take it as it resonates, because this has a bigger impact on your life rather than just having to do with one part of your life, like one area of your life. This will impact everything in your life. The way you live your 2022 will be definitely very powerful in all areas of your life. So back to April. So strength. You will have an obstacle in front of you which will be very hard to overcome. Not impossible, but it will be the first real hardship you're going to encounter. And the hardship that this obstacle carries is not the type that you've previously experienced. It's the hardship that requires the inner strength to be cultivated. And how do you cultivate that? With moving back to wholeness, which you do with meditation. So like I told you in January, you will be given every tool you're gonna need for the rest of your year. The only thing that will be decisive of whether you're gonna make it in this full potential or not is how you decide to use the skills and resources you've been given. So don't waste your time on the unnecessary. Just focus on the things that are important to you and don't settle for that. Don't settle for anything less than that. So in April, there's a test for you. There's a really big test, whether you can control your ego, whether you control your urges, and whether you will give in or not give in into the obstacle that will be presented in front of you. So be very careful about April and what happens, because it could be all sorts of things. And things might seem one way, but reality might be something whole differently. So use your intuition wisely and meditate. Just connect to yourself and to your inner strength before you make any decisions in April. So we're going to May, to this Five of Wands. I see in May you're gonna have a bit of a hard time. Why do I say that? Because that's what usually happens on the path of Dharma, when people decide to follow with. And you're definitely doing that here. Suddenly your friends, your family start to be very disapproving of what you are doing. And that's what I'm seeing here in May. They will probably challenge you. They will probably try to talk you out of taking this path of Dharma, because they'll think you'll be ruining your life. And the worst thing anybody can do when you're starting your path of Dharma, when you're still not sure whether what you're doing is actually right, when you're so confused, the worst thing that you can experience is for your loved ones who are here to support you to not give you the support that is absolutely needed in this time. I've been through this. A lot of people who I know have been through this. It is just, I would say, an unescapable thing that you go through your path of ascending, because you have to learn the lesson of whatever you want to change. If you're changing something, you first have to see the opposite of what you're wishing for to be able to get what you wish for. It goes quite deep into the reality of our world, and I'm not going to get super deep into this now because it will take a lot of time for me to explain. I will probably make a video at some point about the topic, but in order to feel, I'm just going to explain it like this. In order to know what is cold, you have to first know what is warm, so you have something to compare it with, right? So in order for you to go down your path, to be true to yourself and to your path, you first have to see something different, and that is your doubt, the doubt of people around you and doubt in yourself regarding your path. So whenever you see this happening, that means you're right there where you need to be. You're definitely walking your path already. The thing is that most people stop here because they can't handle the pressure of their surrounding abandoning them, rejecting them, and they usually back down or just maybe stop with what they're doing for a while. You have to find a way to overcome this, to move back into your inner strength and know that this is the fire of transformation. It gets a bit uncomfortable while the transformation is going, when you're going through the transformation. So just hang in there, guys, and it will get better, I promise you. And I would so like to talk to you about all the things, but I will in time. So get through this. I know you can. Just hang in there. You have all the strength needed to overcome these challenges in May. And then we have the June. I see the King of Cups, which is perfect for me. Why? Because I see you standing up for your feelings. I see you standing up for who you are, and to be really, really aware of that other people might disapprove of you, but you're still gonna decide to be yourself. So with this card, I'm betting that you will overcome the energy in from May, from this Five of Wands, very successfully. And with the King of Cups, I see that you are finally moving out of this uncertainty and doubt that you have been carrying from April into May, and you are finally standing strong and sovereign in your emotions. And then you're gonna move into July with the Empress energy, and this is the first time you're gonna reap the rewards of your Dharma path, of the path of Dharma, because in July, you're gonna get a taste of what it feels like to live your truth unapologetically and really enjoy every moment of the path you're walking. And once you get a taste of that, there's no going back. So this is the tipping point. This is the point of no return for you guys. So when you get here, you're going to realize why this was so hard and why you can never go back. For some of you, I see you finally getting a child, because here is the Empress, of course. She's pregnant. She will bring a new baby to this world. So if some of you want kids, the month of July will probably be the month that you will conceive, or that you will finally give birth to a baby. And then we move into August, and I will talk about the 4 months here. So August, September, October, November, kind of together, because I see them tying in quite perfectly. So if you are somebody who is single, who doesn't have a partner, I feel that you will definitely have people on your side willing to help you find somebody who is good for you. And when I just said that, I felt that you were going to have a great deal of resistance to the notion of somebody helping you find a perfect match for you. What I want to get across for you, Palchu, is not to be so exclusive, and not to just reject the notion immediately. Why? Because with this Ace of Cups in December, I'm getting that whether these people who are here, and they're probably somebody very close to you, like your mother, father, grandfather, granddad, or maybe an uncle, auntie, so somebody from your family will definitely want to find you a good match. Or if you're already in a relationship, or if you're already married, they're going to try to intervene to help the relationship get better, because I'm sensing that with this transformation, the relationship will suffer in a way. And what I'm getting at, the bottom line is, let these people do what they want to do. Do not reject them immediately. It doesn't mean that you have to accept their offer as well, but it just means let them show you what they have in mind and in what terms, on what terms they want to make that happen. Because I feel that whatever is happening here, I feel that there are two approaches to your problem. It might be business problem as well. It really doesn't matter what the subject here is. You will know it when you hear it. You will have two different approaches. One is very intellectual, objective, very calculated, and then approach that is very materialistic, very tangible in a way, and focused on material wealth and gain. And once you hear both approaches, you will understand that both the approaches here, excuse me, are not the approach that you want to take. Rather, you take the Ace of Cups approach. So the cups As with King of Cups here, you will see that the things that your parents or grandparents or whoever this is have been taken in their life, excuse me, is not an approach that you want to take in yours. Sorry guys, I had a bit of a problem with my throat, which actually tells me that up to this point you haven't had a proper chance to be who you are. And with these two approaches, your Dharma path becomes so clear, so crystal clear, that you know that it's something that you should be walking on. So this is the path you should be walking on. And then you're going to decide to do something completely different than these people have done throughout their lives. So I think that this is a perfect example of how people are going to show up for you in your life, just to show you what you don't want, to be able to understand what it is exactly that you want. But now back to September. No, this is August. Sorry, guys. In August, for some of you, there might be a divorce. There might be some partnerships that are ending. Maybe some contracts that will be annulled. And it will definitely make you feel a bit cold, a bit resentful, I have to say. And with that in mind, maybe try to see that things are unfolding this way because the contracts and obligations from the relationships you have built are no longer a match to a life that you want to live, are not a match to your path Dharma. And as you will move forward to September, there's going to be other things that are going to unfold for you as well. And that is, you're going to become very clear about the terms you wish to have in your contracts, about the qualities you want to have in your partners, about the type of people you want as your friends, maybe about the type of food you want to eat. You're going to be very inquisitive about what used to work for you, and opposite to what it is that you want to have in your life now, what works for you now that you've gone under this type of a transformation here. So you're gonna find your new voice, and that is why my throat had a problem a bit before, because here you're still not at that point, but with the King of Swords you're finally finding your voice and speaking your truth. You're speaking your Dharma, slowly, steadily, but you are. And then we have October, the Queen of Pentacles. In October you're gonna get a solid offer regarding the path of your Dharma. This is the first time you're going to see something materialistic like money manifesting from the path of Dharma, because up to this point it was all just because you wanted to do things differently, but it didn't pay off in any material way. But in October this finally changes for you, and this chest with this coins inside, with this gold inside, is something that you're gonna finally get. So the path of Dharma will get solid foundation to build upon for the future. In the month of November, we have the King of Pentacles. You will find somebody who is on the same path of Dharma as you. It will probably be a male person, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a female with the male energy of King of Pentacles. So somebody who is very reliable, very stable, who is very generous, and they will give you a piece of a cake. Yeah, really, like this drawing is portraying it. So you'll get a piece of a cake. So you'll get some Maybe you get a part in some work they're doing. Maybe you get some information that this person keeps for maybe a narrow number of people. You will get something with this person, with this acquaintance. You will get something tangible off of it. And with that in mind, we end with December with the Ace of Cups, when you finally realize that you are well on your path. You're exactly where you need to be, and you have just started your path. Actually, it's quite unfolding in front of you, but you're no longer worried because you know who you are and you accepted yourself just the way you are, and you're allowing yourself to move forward day by day, step by step, which is actually beautiful, pal, too. I actually love this so much. So let's put those away and take a look at the last portion of our reading today, which will be what do you need to be aware of in 2022. So we'll take 3 cards. The first one will represent the first 4 months, the second card the next 4 months, and the third card the last 4 months of the year. So we have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. What else? We have separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. And one more. We have healing heart, healing for heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addiction. Good. So with the first card, you should definitely be aware of transformation that is undergoing. And we've been talking about this for the last, half an hour. So I don't want to repeat myself too much, which I often do, but it's best that you hear something several times and maybe hear it in different ways so you can understand it better than just hear it one time and maybe not understand it fully. So the first 4 months of your life are going to be quite transformative. And this is your chance to turn things around. This is your chance to really move forward, to live up to your full potential of the path of Dharma. So use this time wisely. Don't waste time on something that is not so important. Do it fully and presently as much as you can. So the next 4 months in 2022 are gonna be like marked with separations, and that's something that usually happens when you try to change your life, when you start changing your life. And as I was saying, probably your parents or friends or people around you are gonna not really have a lot of understanding for the transformation you're going through, and they're not gonna reject you in a way. And this is a very unsure time, unstable time for you. But again, remind yourself of the inner strength and you will get through this. Everybody gets through this and you will as well. And we have the healing heart, healing for heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addiction. So the end of the year will be your chance to heal your heart. And with the Ace of Cups we saw in December means that you have finally accepted yourself, and the heart will be healed in a majority of its portion. Okay, so the last 4 months of the year will be a perfect opportunity for you to heal. My pal too, I hope this helped. I hope this resonated, and have an amazing year. See you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pal 3. If you chose the card Golden Egg, this is your reading. I have to tell you, pal 3, this is an amazing card. The reasons why might not be so satisfying for you, but I think the end result after the process of the Golden Egg is finished, you will be extremely satisfied with it and with the energy that came through with you for you this year. So The card of the golden egg is the general energy that will kind of be with you in the 2022. So the golden egg is an energy of the heart. The golden egg is an energy that really allows us to dive deep into our core, to hear what pain, what restlessness is hitting within our heart. So the golden egg is actually an opportunity to reconnect with our true nature, to find our happiness again, and to be comfortable with being vulnerable, with being intimate with ourselves and being intimate with others without having the fear of not being good enough, being afraid of being cheated, lied to. The card of the golden egg for me definitely represents all of you in Pile 3 who have tried to find your way for so long, but haven't really gotten a proper chance to heal from something from the past. What I'm getting is that most of you have done tremendous work up to this point. You have tried your best to live your life, to just let go of all the pain you've been carrying for so long, but nothing has worked for you. It has been a very hard and very long journey. But in this year, in 2022, I'm proud to say it that the suffering has a potential to end for you, Pile 3. So the energy of the golden egg is a potential that you can live up to. But I feel that it will be a bit of a hard work to get to this point. We're going to take all the other cards to see what do we need to know about it. But what I'm getting is the reward to have the golden egg as your energy requires a lot of dedication, requires a lot of gentleness, and a lot of truthfulness to yourself about, am I vulnerable or not? Can I be vulnerable or not? Can I be somebody who can admit that I might not know all the answers and that I need help from somebody else? So in every aspect that you feel less than, are you ready to face that aspect of yourself? Because if you are, then the golden egg will be your reward at the end of the year. You will finally rise above all the challenges and all the hurt and pain you've been carrying. And you will definitely get a deep sense of self-love. Let's take 2 cards to clarify this. So let's see, Pile 3. What do we need to know about this energy in 2022 for you? What do we need to know here? We have Kutumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. I don't know how many of you have really been interested in spirituality, because that's something I primarily talk about, and trying to connect some proper and physical examples to the spiritual sentences and wisdom that people might encounter. So with this, you already know the answer you seek. Like all the answers are already within us. What do I mean by that? So whatever is feeling so blocked, whether it's pain, whether it's a regret, whatever you're holding on to in your heart, it's definitely showing you where you need to go. Because if you have something unresolved from your past, Your answer to the problem is not, I'm going to move forward and pretend like that didn't happen. Because if that was something that worked, you wouldn't be holding this resentment and this pain for so long. So all the answers you seek, and you seek freedom from all of these emotions. And the only way that you can free yourself from them is to face them, to really look at yourself, to look at the side of yourself that you're so willing to ignore and neglect, and face it and say to that part of yourself, I love you. I love you when you're weak. I love you when you're angry. I love you when you're stubborn. I love you in any sort of way. However you are, I love you. And it is quite an advanced practice. I actually have a video on my creation channel that precisely helps with this problem, and I hope that I'm going to make one in English as well, so you can have it and try it, because it's very cleansing to say I love you to all the parts of yourself that you are rejecting. To say thank you to all the parts that you're rejecting, because the part that feels unlovable is telling you you have to love yourself. The part that is staying quiet when you want to scream at somebody tells you that you should stand up for yourself. So each part of yourself that you are rejecting, that you don't like, is actually referring to some part of you, to some need of yours that is being neglected. And instead of trying to fight it, bury it, forget it, you should do quite the opposite. To try to find compassion and understanding why this hurt is here, because it's definitely pointing at something that you are not yet ready to deal with. So that is why the answers are already within you, and you are searching everywhere around you except for the place where the answers are actually located. That's within you. You don't need anybody else to tell you why you feel the way you feel. You already know. You just have to take a look at it genuinely, openly, and readily to deal with it. Let's take another one. What do we need to know about this for pile 3? So we have El Moria, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Beautiful. So the more you try to connect to the parts of you that are fragmented, that's actually the proper term for it, fragmentation. So our fragments. Once you try to connect your fragments or find a way to integrate the fragments in a whole, you will understand why one part of you wants one thing and the other part of you wants a completely opposite thing. And you will see that they are not really they're not against each other. They actually have the same basic need. It's just their different point of view is what makes them what makes them so opposite, what makes the conflict within you. So the more you become aware of what your needs are, what each fragment of you wants and needs to be able to move forward, you will allow yourself to feel more love for yourself. And every choice you make from that point on will be there to protect you from further pain and discomfort. So in order to really integrate your parts, you have to get familiar with each and every part of yourself. And sometimes the process is not so easy, but it's definitely worth the effort. Okay. This is very big for you, pile 3, I have to say, and I'm not going to get into this in more detail unless it comes out in the next portion of the reading, but with just these 3 cards, I can give you an hour reading, but I don't think you need to hear so much about it because this is something that has to be experienced, not so much heard about. Okay, it's your own personal experience that is unique to yourself. The only thing you need to know that the fragments that you have are all part of you. There's nothing that is unnecessary here. Even if you don't like it, it's still a part of you and it exists for a reason. So let's take a look at your overview of the 2022. We'll take 1 card for each month. So we're going to start with the jumper for January. We have the 7 of Wands. Let's take February. We have a lot of jumpers for you. Queen of Pentacles. Let's see what happens in March. We have the Queen of Swords. April. 5 of Cups. May. Knight of Wands. June. 8 of Pentacles. July. Justice. August. 10 of Wands. September. King of Wands, good. October. Page of Cups. November. 3 of Swords, and December. I don't have a lot of room, guys, so Ace of Wands. If you can't see all the cards, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to show it to the camera. So the Ace of Wands for December. Let's start with January. So 7 of Wands. I see this 6 hands that are actually attacking you, which tells me that you're going to be a bit defensive in January. You're going to feel like everybody is against you, like the world is just going crazy and it's all going to be a bit too much for you. A lot of you are going to be stuck in your old ways, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing because there will be so much going on that will work against you that it will be very advisable for you to stick to the things you know, not make any experiments or try new things that you don't know how they will end up. So in January, just take your time. It's going to be a stressful month for you. You're going to lose a lot of energy. You have a lot of sleepless nights about other people's opinions or what they will be doing, or just whether you have to be somewhere where you don't want to be. So take your time, be gentle with yourself, and January will pass. It will pass, okay? You will live through it, you will endure. Then we have February with the Queen of Pentacles. I feel that you will be very secure in your place. You'll finally feel that you're at a good place in your life, but something will be missing. Whether that is a partner, whether that's children, whether it's money, whether it's job you would like to do, something will be missing for you, and you will start asking questions. Why is that? Why can't I have this? And you will definitely see that you have done good up to this point, but there's still this thing missing, and you know nothing about how to get to that place, how to get that wish come true. And it will be definitely a month of contemplating on how can you do things better to come closer to your goal. In March, we see the Queen of Swords. We see somebody older, like a grandmother or a mother, or just an acquaintance who has a lot of wisdom, who has been through a lot in their lives, and who can definitely tell you a thing or two about the thing that you are so concerned about. And I feel that you're gonna get a very good advice for somebody who has lived their life in a way that they have regrets that they don't want you to have at the end of your life. And you're gonna get a golden advice. And it's golden because of the golden egg. I feel it's gonna bring you closer to the core of your heart, because somebody will know exactly what to say at the right time. For the rest of you who might not resonate with this, I'm getting that you will get a legal offer that will have some specific influence on the rest of the year, on how you approach the goal you want to achieve. It will not be easy, I have to say. It will not be a thing you would have expected to happen, but you will see that it is a way to get to your goal, and you would want to accept it if you want to move forward. And then we come to April with the Five of Cups. I see a lot of regret. I see you doing something that kind of makes you step out of your comfort zone, and then you get burned. And then you feel like you shouldn't have tried it at all. You shouldn't have started it. You shouldn't have believed that something would change. I feel a lot of regret here because you try to improve your life, you try to become closer to the energy of the golden egg, but you got burned. And then you get scared to even try again because it hurts way too much. It hurts way too much to try it again. Whatever this will be, bear in mind that all is not lost. Even though the three cups have spilt over, there are two that are still remaining on the table, and they are ready for the taking. The moment that you decide to turn around, they will still be there. Just leave the three cups behind. You don't have to carry it further in your life. Then we get to May with this Knight of Wands. I feel that in May you're going to get a drive, a motivation to really get down to the nitty gritty of your fears, of your pain here. Because you see this man on the broom, he's going to fight a dragon. And this is your pain, your regret you're carrying for so long. And you're finally going to tackle with it. You're going to face it in some sort of way. And you know that it's not going to be easy. You know that it's going to be challenging. But you're still deciding to do it. And that's perfect, pile 3. That's the way to come to the golden egg. Then we have June with the Eight of Pentacles. I see you really focusing on ways to improve your life, on ways to change what's bugging you, what's feeling so uncomfortable in your life, and really trying out all sorts of techniques. Maybe buying books with knowledge that you want to acquire to help you get through this phase in your life. Whatever it is, you're really using your resources and putting the effort to try to get closer to the result. And finally, in July, you get the justice. You get the thing that you deserve because you put in the effort. In July, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get the reward from all the hard work you've been putting in. For some of you, July can mean divorce as well, or maybe some legal dispute finally getting to its end. Whatever it is, whether it's real estate or whether it's marriage, whatever it is, it will finally get its ending in July. Then we get to August with this Ten of Wands. I feel that you're gonna have a lot of burdens in August because of this ending, because of this change of this what you got, this justice that was served to you. It might be pleasant for the majority of you, but for the minority, this justice might be a bit unpleasant. But it doesn't really matter, because with the Ten of Wands, it tells me that after this has been finished, you will have a lot of burdens regarding how to set your life for the next year, for the next 5 years, because this energy changes a lot. So now you have a responsibility to sort your life in a certain way that really becomes burdening to you, because you have to make a lot of decisions that have a long impact, a great impact on your life, and it will not be easy to make those choices. But bear in mind that you have been given 10 wands because that is the number of wands you can carry. You always get the load you can carry, never more, never less. So even though it's 10 of wands, you can make it through it. You can. Then we get to September and the King of Wands, which is absolutely amazing if you ask me. So the King of Wands shows me that you are going to take charge in your life. You're going to make decisions that are authentic for you. And you're gonna use all the wisdom that you can get. You can get it from an older male person, or you can just connect to the energy of your inner authentic self that will help you make the proper decisions for the future. So this September will be your month of changes. You will set a completely new course for your life in September. So we have October with the Page of Cups, and I see you playing with children here. I see you connecting to your cheerful side. I see you, after you've made the serious decisions, you have allowed yourself in October to be a bit unburdened, to be happy, to be cheerful, to be childish. And I think it's a good thing. I think a lot of you in October will get a lot of creativity, and you will try to express it, whether through drawing or singing or writing or whatever you like to do, but you will get a bit creative with it. And take your time, stay in that energy for a bit, because you had a rough year here, I can tell, and this is so needed for you, pile 3. Then we have the November and the Three of Swords. I think with this energy, you will finally get a closure for your whole life. You will finally close the chapter of your life where this pain was present. As we started with a golden egg, whatever you were holding on to, whether it's pain, resentment, anger, whatever it is, in November, you're finally putting an end to it. You're writing the last pages of that book and you're closing it away forever. So November will be your month of letting go of your freedom. And that's why in December we have the Ace of Wands, the new start, the new potential, the new book that you get to write into, and you get to write whatever you want. So pile 3, I think you're gonna make it to the golden egg, to the place where you're gonna love yourself and let go of everything that has been stopping you from being happy for so long. So let's put those away and get to the final portion of today's reading. And so we're going to take a look at what you need to be especially aware of in 2022. We'll take 3 cards for each 4 months. So The first card will talk about the first 4 months of the year, the second card for the next 4 months, and the third card for the last 4 months of the year. So we have a jumper again, the coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. What else? What else? There's a stubborn card in here. What do we need to know? We have talking, interested, conversing more, awaiting message, arrives, text, calls, email, hoovering. And for the last 4 months of the year, we have the paradise. Perfect. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Good. So let's start with the first 4 months. So we have the coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment. I think that it will be good that you really take your time in self-love, in self-care. Even though this says coffee cup as in meeting somebody for coffee, and you should definitely do that as well, but I see this more as an energy to take time for yourself, take time to get to know yourself, take time to really feel your needs, to really become aware of your emotional state and where you're currently at. And it will be perfect for the first 4 months of the year when you're actually trying to understand your fragments. We're actually starting to find a way to connect all the fragments together and understand how they can work together, even though they seem so contradictory. So take the time, do some self-care rituals, do some yoga, meditation, buy some crystals, use some fragrances, essential oils, massages, whatever feels good to you, whatever feels good to your body and to your emotional state. Do that. Allow yourself that care and nurturing. Then we have talking for the next 4 months. I think you will be in a good position to connect to other people who have been experiencing the same problem as you, the same challenges as you, and you'll find compassion, you will find understanding, and you will figure out that you are not alone, that this, what you've been going through, is not something isolated, that is not something so uncommon. It's something actually that happens to a lot of people, and you will in a way find your tribe. I'm getting that you might find a friend online that will definitely be a big support throughout the whole year. And we have the final 4 months of the year, which is paradise, which tells me that you'll get to the point of happiness. And we saw that in November, you're finally gonna put an end to all the pain you are feeling, all the resentment and anger you are carrying. That will end, and you will get the sunshine, the paradise in your life finally. So whatever you decide to do this year, focus on self-love and happiness, whatever that means to you, Pile 3. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. Having a fantastic new year, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.